Welcome, everybody, to Round 1 Front 9 coverage of the 2020 Music City Open, presented by Dynamic Discs. I'm Brian Earhart, joined here by local professional player Sara Sinclair, helping us walk through this beautiful Cedar Hill track. What's up?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm super excited. You've played this course plenty of times.
So many times.
And now we have some of the best players in the MPO division in the entire world coming to Nashville to play this course for one of the last tournaments of the year and one of the final US DGC qualifiers before the big show. So a lot of players here still trying to get their spot. So we have Logan Bowers, Chris Dickerson, Eric Oakley, and Nikko Locastro rounding out this feature card. What do you think about Cedar Hill in the position that it's in right now?
I think they chose really good positions. So if you've played there several times, you know that there's several pin positions for each hole. In the past, they've used a lot of the long pin positions, but they've used a good combination this year, I think.
And hole 1 is in pretty much the longest position it can be in. Par 3, 452 feet. It is a either low pushing hyzer through the low gap. There is a high righty hyzer. Getting to the basket because of the low canopy at that entry is kind of challenging to access. A lot of players are going to be playing this as a par 4.
For sure. This is a very difficult par 3, I would say. So Logan is as you just heard somebody say, they're our local legend. And he has a very strong forehand and backhand game. And as you could imagine, he's played this course a lot and is going to be trying to prove himself as one of the local players here.
And he, like you said, has a huge sidearm. I think he was trying to get more ante on that. He might have been going for a putt there, but might be in a tough position there.
Chris Dickerson.
That is not where you want to be on your drive on this hole.
No, and really, this hole, again, scores as a par 4. You really want to just take the 3 and not take the 4, which does feel like a bogey. And Chris, I'm guessing, is going to play this a little bit conservative just to start out nice and clean. Yep, big stall hyzer over the top right side.
Yeah, the best play really is just to get yourself out in the middle and get yourself, exactly like that, get yourself a look for the 3 and just position yourself right in front of that little tunnel there.
Exactly.
For a simple approach shot.
You know, the course is a 58 par, and this one, just taking a 4 does not feel good. Eric's probably looking to do something similar. And he says that's a little bit too early. Yeah, it's...
Oh, got a little roll out there.
Yeah.
Locastro.
Interestingly enough, as we're saying that this is a par 3 but plays more like a par 4, it actually landed right in between at about a 3.5 average. So quite a few bogeys out there. And this is an interesting play.
Yeah, Nikko wants the 2. He's going cut roller, and that is 2 straight. And actually snuck into a decent spot. That's by hole 2's tee pad.
Yeah, he'll actually have a really good look at the basket from there.
Eric going with a smooth sidearm, and he's going to be up and down for the 3 more than likely.
Unfortunately, Logan not only is pinched off on the right over here, but has quite a few trees and cabbage to get through. He's going to have to do something kind of aggressive. Oh, wow. He ended up behind 2's tee pad.
Yeah, so he really didn't have that solid of a position. Nikko still can throw a forehand cut roller and potentially save that 3.
I'm pretty amazed at where these players are landing on the first hole. Some of these I've never seen before. Man, he got caught up.
Yeah, he was super close to getting out there, but he'll have a long putt. And this is where you want to be.
This is textbook right there.
Yeah, and Chris is going to play to the high side, and that's how you want to start this course.
And Nikko still has a very tough putt. Whew, that was close.
Yeah, almost cashes it for the 3, and he'll start with one of those dreaded 4s that a lot of the top players are just trying to avoid on this.
You will see quite a few rollaways on this course as well. You can see some of, good run there as well. You can see some of the wood that's kind of retaining some of the dirt in the basket there, and there's lots of exposed roots. So if you do hit the basket or hit one of those roots, it can be tough.
And Eric just cashed in the 3, and here's Emerson on hole number 1. Big, high pushing hyzer.
Oh, so he gets caught up a little bit in the little tunnel area. Dang.
And that is an interesting way to take the 3, but just showing, how simple the tee shot can be, but the 3 is still very coveted, even from a tougher position. Hole number 2, par 4, 534 feet. This is an S-shaped fairway. It pushes about 350, 370 to kind of a tight landing zone. And then to get to the basket, you're going from right to left off the tee to left to right on the second shot to this, like you said, tiered green with a lot of this like runoff stopper pieces of wood. You can tell the love that's being put into this course by the local community.
For sure. I really like this pin placement. They built out an even longer pin placement, and I think it's just really difficult to get there. I think this is a really fair pin placement for this par 4.
And Dickerson's going to play that low flare. He'll be in a decent position for probably a sidearm to the basket.
This can be an interesting tee shot as well. As you see on the left side over there, if you get a little bit too aggressive, there's a couple skinny trees that you can hit and stop maybe 100 feet off the tee that you do not want.
And Logan has thrown a very solid shot. It's the tee shot is kind of a forced saw off, so to speak. You can never be too far left.
That's true.
And this is actually kind of what I was talking about.
Yep, that looks perfect.
Yeah, should be in a decent position for a sidearm.
And now Eric's got a pretty interesting approach shot here. He's got to sneak through a forest of tiny trees. Looks like he's going for this. Oh, he gets an unfortunate counter skip there. Ooh.
And with this hard-packed dirt that you were just talking about, the lower play is actually very beneficial, and the skips are pretty consistent out here. It's just the roots that you have to really contend with. And for Nikko, it's the soldier trees on the right-hand side.
Yep.
Chris up here in a great spot.
Keeping it low. Oh, man, he gets caught up too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as you can see, it's kind of a tough line to judge. You can't quite see where that perfect gap is off the tee, or off the from the lie you're at.
Lots of sneaky little trees.
Yeah, and Logan's put his to circle 1, about 20, 25 feet.
So as you can see here, Nikko's got quite a few trees left to contend with. Not quite sure what he's going to do at this point. Oh.
Some sort of trick shot.
Yeah.
I didn't even really see what he did there.
Just a little layup.
Okay, my bad.
And it looks like Eric actually went out of turn.
Yeah.
That's what happened there.
It's like, did Nikko throw twice? What happened? Oh,
Ooh.
that was a great run.
Wow.
Oh, man, Logan. Well, he's got a little backstop there. He didn't go too far away from the basket, luckily.
Eric taps in the par. This hole averaging pretty much right on the nose, 4.04. Not going to be losing any strokes to the field on this hole, taking a par. But there are lots of birdies you have to go for on this course.
It doesn't look like they're very happy with their pars. I think it's probably kind of a tweener hole for some of the top pros here, but
Well, and you know, like that chip shot sidearm with the overstable driver is now becoming a staple in a large percentage of pros arsenals. So to screw that up from such a good position, as pretty much the entire card did, never feels good to fail to execute the easy chip shot.
for sure.
Here's Clemons on hole 2.
Wishing it left. Oh, he gets caught up a little bit on the right, but it looks like he'll land pretty center fairway.
Yeah, just trying to show the proper line, and Emerson going with that low route. And this is from the chase card that was playing right behind these guys.
Oh, so those are the trees that I was referring to, just getting a little bit too aggressive off of the tee and trying to take too much off. Who's this guy?
Some strapping young lad.
This sets up pretty nicely for the
Oh, yeah.
forehand. Does he have a good shot? A little wide. Oh,
Yeah,
it's still
it's-
center fairway though.
Yeah, it puts you in a tough spot, but it's a tough push hyzer for the forehand. But as you saw, me and Chris both kind of had the same mistake. But look at this shot. This
Oh.
is.
I mean, you could never do that twice.
I'm glad that they showed this because that from where he was at was almost impossible.
That's incredible. Yeah, it just shows how bad he wants the three. Just kind of correct that that poor drive that he had. Very nice approach from you as well. Oh, and he's in a tight spot right there.
Yeah, it's very specific hole. You know, the positioning is very specific. And Emerson actually pushed his Explorer up to a perfect spot.
Yep. Lacing it through.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. See a lot of discs getting caught up in this little creek bed here.
That's a great putt from Chris.
He's got to get this three after that amazing second shot.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Just off the bin. Yeah, that roller was ridiculous. I was standing right behind him, and I was blown away watching that.
There you go.
Couple of lefties snagging their nice, easy birdie on hole number 2.
I think this course overall is pretty fair for lefties and righties. What do you think?
I found myself throwing a very healthy mix. I was very pleased, and me and Clemons were saying the same thing to each
Nice.
other. It was so refreshing to be able to throw like a mid-range backhand off the tee. you
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
Rather than having to opt for the sidearm. But moving on to hole number 3 for our lead card here. 266-foot par 3, dead straight. We were just talking about throwing a mid-range or a putter off the tee, and this is one where you just throw a straight shot with a tiny bit of tail off to the right. Pretty straightforward hole. And this is one that is beginning the stretch of birdies that these professionals have to be attacking pretty aggressively.
This actually plays a tad bit uphill. And I feel like the mistake that you might see people throw is just getting a little bit too aggressive on a turnover and maybe turning it over a little bit too. Maybe I'm just speaking from experience, but just turning it over a little bit too hard. That was perfect.
It's a lot straighter of a shot than you think. You're
Yeah.
not actually trying to push Anheuser. You just want the straight shot to be moving a little bit to the right.
For sure.
And Eric is actually going to probably play to the right of the basket here, just give himself a putt. As you can see, that was a flippier disc. He was trying to push it and have it be riding up flat as it was flying, and he'll be off to the right.
There's quite a few, or maybe one or two other pin positions on this hole as well. There's another one that's up left that's very difficult to get to. So I would say this is a great pin placement for that do or die birdie. Ooh, he went a little deep, but he'll definitely have a look at the basket
Oh,
there.
yeah. Not too shabby.
Oh,
Nikko with a bit more of a textbook play here. And that's got to keep coming.
ooh. Wow.
Yep. And he kind of backed off the speed on that to get
Yeah.
it to kind of flex out. That was a beautiful little touch shot from Nikko.
Oh, that is a tough out. Wow.
Whoa, okay. That was solid from Eric. You know, throwing with that type of spin that he was throwing with the sidearm, it's going to kick you off to the right, so it's a great scramble from the mistake.
Oh my goodness, man.
And Nikko's pitch putt, missing low. We've seen recently this year, whenever Nikko starts to miss that putt low, it's when the spin putt starts coming out a bit more. So we'll see what he does in the holes to come.
Yeah, it looks like he needs to turn up the aggression a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And here's Logan for a birdie from, looks like about circle's edge here. Yes.
Very nice.
Great putt. Dickerson is going to move to 1 under par. We have 2 players at even and 1 at +1. Hole number 4, par 3, 325 feet. Pretty straightforward hole. There is a left gap that maybe a flex sidearm can get through, but most players are going to be throwing a straight to stable disc and having it gently fade off to the left to this, again, tiered basket with a little wooden runoff blockers here. This is kind of like throw the disc, let it filter, and naturally kind of fade up to the basket.
Definitely. I think that left gap is more so for the shorter position. There's a position that's a little bit off to the left, a little bit shorter. The mistake that you're going to see here, oh, he just squeaked by, but it's putting it a little bit too wide, getting caught up in those branches over there. But yeah, this is a really fun hole.
Yeah.
If you're not a huge distance thrower, can still birdie it.
And I guess...
Okay, we're wrong.
Yeah, I guess the flex sidearm is there, and he was a little bit low on that, but I did see what he was going for.
That just doesn't seem like a very high percentage shot for me.
I mean, even with the flex sidearm, you could still be skipping down the hill, but again, phenomenal sidearm player.
Yeah.
You know, this is just a much higher percentage play. Eric puts it to circle 1. And this is almost a hole made for Nikko, throwing that soft flex. And he actually puts his a little short, but gets a beautiful roll forward.
Again, lots of erosion that is happening or has happened on this hole. So you'll see quite a few rolls in this course, definitely. And I know Logan's kicking himself for getting caught up on that drive and then also missing the putt.
Chris's FX2 is a little wide, but he's still about circle's edge.
Very nice.
Yep. Solid putt from Chris.
Oh, stay in there.
Oh,
nice.
my goodness.
Good catch.
And at this point, you saw him even before the putt, he was laughing at himself.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily that one went in.
Logan's got quite a comebacker here. Oh, man. And the roll.
Yeah, and like you were saying, that hard packed dirt.
Yep, and the roots.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Logan.
And this is going to be for his bogey here.
All right, just put it in, move to the next hole.
Yep, just going to have to take his time here.
There we go.
Hi, this is Dave Felberg, the 2008 Disc Golf World Champion, and I'm here today to talk to you about Pro Pool and their training products. I used to be a dipper, Some people are rounders. To break that habit, you need a pro pull. You hook it up to a wall or tree, it'll break your habit. New release, practice poles. You put them together, you stick them in the ground, there's a flag on top, you throw around them, help you accuracy, prepare for your tournament without having to go to the course. This has been Dave Felberg with Pro Pool Disc Golf. Go to propooldiscgolf.com and try our products today.
Moving on to hole number 5, 236-foot par 3. It is pretty severely uphill, low ceiling, and you kind of have to choose flex sidearm around the outside or follow the drone's path with a turnover backhand. Kind of a technical hole for how short it is, and a few different ways to play it. But again, this is still part of that stretch that you want to get as many birdies as you can here.
This to me is one of the most fun but also frustrating holes on the course.
And
for
that's
this reason exactly.
Exactly. It's like you want to throw the turnover right away, but you have to push it forward enough because of how tight that line is off the tee. Eric is just going to go with the forehand, which is just going to give himself a look for a putt.
Yeah, if you throw a backhand on this hole, you really need to trust your disc, and it's more of a hyzer flip shot for me.
Yes. Yeah, Eric going fell into the left side. And as long as he misses these trees on the...
Ooh,
Yep.
that was perfect.
Yeah, there's that kind of bunker of trees on that left side that all you have to do is sneak through them. Every now and then they catch you, and you're left with about a 35-footer. Nikko's going to try the same thing here.
Oh, wow.
All right.
He hit a tree but still skipped right in
Yep.
front of the basket. Perfect.
Yeah, Nikko's sidearm has really been impressing me this season. It's actually like very, very impressive to watch.
Yeah. And this hole is set up perfectly for Logan's sidearm.
Yeah.
Oh, he did not get the kick forward that Nikko did.
Yeah, he's going to be left circle 2.
Chris having to put a little bit of juice on that just because it's so far uphill.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I was going to say, this is the most difficult part of this hole, I would say. If you do get a clean drive off the tee, ooh, perfect.
There it is. Let's go, Logan.
You still have to contend with all of these branches, all of these cedar branches, and you don't even see a lot of them.
Yeah.
So it's just super low ceiling, even close to the basket.
Yeah, look up. Yeah, this is much more committed from Logan. I think he's just not going to let himself putt the way he was the last hole. Way to come back there with the bounce back.
Great haircut, too.
Yeah, really solid do.
Yes.
And here's Eric for birdie. Oh, yeah.
Hit that one low for you, Jeff.
Appreciate that. Felt really good about it.
And let's take a look at what our chase card did on this hole. Emerson for birdie.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
That hit a lot of chains.
Oops. Double G for birdie.
A little bit closer.
Left side spit out. At this point, someone's got to hit center.
I'm convinced that was the basket.
Yeah. Moving on to hole number 6. This is kind of a unicorn hole on this course. Very unique. Hard dog leg right. Downhill. The only way a righty is going to get this hole is with a giant over-the-top anhyzer that kind of plinkos, so to speak, next to the basket. But you can also throw a really disciplined low hyzer skip shot with a forehand to give yourself at least a look at this hole. It's so far to the right, you almost can't ever get more, right enough off the tee. And Eric is going to go with a sidearm high.
I also saw some thumbers being thrown on this hole.
Oh my gosh, that is a huge shot. You don't see spike flick too often.
Where did that land?
And
okay.
a little bit short, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. To go over the top, you have to go way over the top. And here's Nikko with the Annie.
That hurt my shoulder just watching.
And that's another tough part about the backhand is you don't have room to swing it out to the left either. You have to throw it straight up, and he's also, again, just hit a tree in the middle of the fairway and is dropped down.
I want to see what Logan does here as someone who's a master of this course.
My
Whoa, okay. I'm surprised.
I throw a lot of sidearm, and
What do you throw on this hole?
as a lefty, I get to go same line that he threw with a backhand, but that spike flick just biomechanically is so hard on the body and such a hard shot to throw well.
Chris is doing it too.
Yeah.
Wait till they get to be our age.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be throwing these anymore.
I mean, I just speak for yourself here. Yeah, it's a challenging shot to pull off, and as you can see, none of them really got that close.
So the other challenging part about this hole is if you run the putt or the approach shot a little bit too far, you have just a death pit behind the basket.
Yeah.
I mean, it just slopes down very quickly, lots of thick woods. That's an aggressive approach. Oh my gosh, it's
Stuck
set
it.
so softly.
And Eric's, he was circle 2, but like you said, the risk of running that and going way off into the distance is not worth it.
This is a scary putt.
And-
That's, yep, for that reason.
And he's going to have about a 30-foot uphill putt here.
Oh, low ceiling. No problem.
Solid comeback from Logan.
So this hole actually played about a third of a stroke over par. And that's, I don't know, I'm kind of neutral about that. All these people are taking very aggressive drives. For me, I think I would rather take my par, just putting it straight up the middle, having an easy approach shot, just a drop-in putt. But
Very challenging hole for sure.
these guys are going for the 2.
Yep. Good little bit of turn and then a nice strong fade. I've been meaning to talk to you about your pre-shot routine. In a tournament, you only get 30 seconds.
Wait, really?
Yeah, really.
Oh.
Hole number 7, par 4, 632 feet. This is a really unique hole. One of my favorite holes in this course. Downhill, tee shot, low ceiling. And to get into position for birdie, you really want to follow where the drone's flying and land about here.
Right there.
And that is a tall order. You can go mid-range down there. You can go driver. Whatever you can get left and out into the open. Too far right, you have no shot. Too far left, you have no shot. So controlling the landing of this tee shot is very important. Here's Eric. Looks like I can't quite tell if that's a mid or a driver in his hand. And that looked like it's going to be a mid-range.
Ooh.
That's cool.
And he went
Glad they
straight.
cleared that out.
There's a tiny, tiny route on the right side that might give him an opportunity for a birdie.
So that's a fun new route that I don't know if it was cleared out intentionally or what, but it's what Nico's disc was kind of going for before it turned there. And I actually saw Callie. I was caddying for Katrina Allen on the women's card, and Callie, I don't know if she did it intentionally, but she hit that gap perfectly out in the open.
Yeah, I mean, I like that it gives the player a little bit of a scramble opportunity. Here's Logan going for the huge.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh,
Oh, he got that terrible kick.
that was so close to being out in the mouth and very easy up and down for the birdie. Dickerson going with a mid-range here.
You good?
It's good.
It's good?
It is
It's good.
And
Whoa.
solid skip from Chris. He'll be in a decent spot for a sidearm approach.
See, Logan hit this new little gap over here pretty perfectly and has an open shot at the basket. Yep. Oh, he skipped a little bit far, though.
Yep, he's going to be about circle's edge. From the knee.
Can he get there? Wow.
Nice and simple from Chris. That's a 20-footer.
Nico set himself up perfectly for this
Oh, yeah.
approach shot.
A bit
Skip it.
low. Yeah, but that's a fast enough disc to get up there.
Go in. Oh, man. Jump it, baby.
Great shot from Eric. Felon from the knee.
This hole played, I'm kind of surprised, basically right at par 4.
I think it's just the fact that it's so placement oriented, whether or not you have even an opportunity to get the birdie.
Yeah.
Chris lands the putt there. And here's Nikko from kind of his nemesis distance this season, about 20 feet. And he's opting for the spin putt now.
Put a little air into that.
And let's see how Double G played this hole. He goes wraith off the tee, it looks like. Hit something a little early.
Oh, wow.
And he just tries
What?
yoking a flick off the right side. And gets to a decent distance, and this is where he gets to pull out the Sonic.
How?
Oh my.
What distance would you say that is?
That's about
outside of circle
95
two, yeah.
feet. Yeah, that's a throw in. And the fact that he's throwing to 1 speed allows him to run the basket from that distance.
He
Awesome.
straddle putted that.
Yeah, awesome
That was
birdie.
crazy.
And we're going to move into hole number 8, par 3, 422 feet. This is a very challenging shot shape. There is a tiny gap to hit off the tee that pretty much forces you to throw some sort of hyzer flip. There's some mature trees in the middle of the fairway that prevent the player from throwing an overstable flex shot. You kind of have to throw a pushing hyzer forward to get up here for the birdie.
So these trees do not play as Mandos. I think there's some old signs there, but there's really nowhere else that you, if you don't hit the middle of those trees, then you're probably not having a good shot.
And this is a tee pad players have talked about to the TDs, and they were allowed during the tournament to play from the side of this tee pad. So depending on what line you're looking to throw. And it looks like Chris has burned his over as well.
There's sometimes some sneaky headwinds on this hole. That has happened to me quite a few times. There's also a new sinkhole on this hole. As you can see, that orange fencing over there.
And here's Logan going with the forehand roller from the side of the tee pad. I actually love this play. I think it shapes up for the roller very, very well. And he's just a little bit short, but should be able to get up and down for a 3. And Nikko might be lining up a roller as well. Oh, just a hard flex shot. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That is an overstable disc he just ripped on Anheuser, and he's going to be about 70 feet short.
Get up there. Oh. This is kind of a tough par 3.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's a very challenging distance driver par 3. I think it's a great hole, and I think all top players in the world should have a shot to attack this hole. I think, like you said, there's some interesting wind that comes off the road on the right-hand side that you can't feel off the tee. It's a hole that you have to spend some time on, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, just off the front for birdie.
He's all over it.
Mm-hmm.
The frustration is compounding.
Oh, yeah. Solid putt from Eric. That's going to be a 3 save for him, and that always feels good to hit the long putt to save par.
Oh, man.
Left side again from Logan. You heard him say all day. Just not quite feeling it today with the putting stroke.
And he putts hard, so when he misses, even if it does hit a lot of change, it kicks off pretty hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen him make putts from distances I did not expect him to even putt from, so I completely understand. Yep. Chris taps in the 3 as well as Nikko. And this is what our chase card did here. We had Double G going big, and this is the shot that I was talking about, and he just took a terrible kick to the right. I thought that was going to get straight up to the basket. Clemons goes giant sidearm that definitely got lifted by some sort of wind. It felt like we had a hard right to left coming off the road that was just picking up any disc where the bottom was showing to that right side. And I noticed that. So I went from the side of the tee pad and threw roller.
Sometimes it's to your advantage to throw last.
Yeah. And
oh my gosh. Please park it or go past. Wow.
I thought people were saying they thought it was going to just bounce into the basket.
I mean, I would have just walked off.
Yeah, it's, as a lefty, I throw sidearm, but that's a long sidearm to throw. Chris can take care of that, but the roller was pretty much all I had there, so.
Wow, he's got an interesting look over here.
Yeah. Nice little touch shot.
Please make it. Yeah.
Yep. Cash the birdie. That one felt good to get.
Is it pretty fun to play with another lefty on the card? Doesn't happen often.
It's refreshing. I wouldn't even call it fun. I mean, obviously it's fun. Me and Chris are friends, but the righties all get to go off of each other's lines. And
very true.
I frequently find myself being alone on the card. Forehand and backhand are not the same, so it was definitely nice.
That's true. I haven't thought of that.
Yeah. Moving on to hole number 9, par 4, 495 foot. This is one of the newer placements. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're going to go straight, and it's kind of bending left off the tee to a landing zone, and then you kind of snake through this new fairway that they've cut, and it's actually a really cool, kind of old-school par 4. You can go mid-range, you can go driver, putter. It's really a lot of different options that you can play this hole. Eric's going to probably go with the flex sidearm here. Oh, yeah. Come on.
Ooh.
And he went with kind of a flippier disc, too.
Yep.
Kind of going with a longer flex line rather than the hard flex.
This hole's interesting. It's there's actually a tee pad that you can't see off of the right side of the screen, and sometimes it actually crosses where you're seeing the players throw and goes up the hill on the left. So there's actually quite a few different combinations of tee pads and pin placements that you can play. But, yeah, I really like this new pin placement for the MPO.
I think this was a great change. And Chris puts his to a decent spot. And Nikko goes hard flex sidearm to a beautiful spot. He'll have a pretty open look at that basket. I could see Logan probably trying to go for the pin with his sidearm.
Yeah. He's got that great low. Oh, just as I said it.
Yep.
A little too low.
And the Glow Boss
does
not get enough height underneath it.
I feel like there's got to be some element of home territory pressure. I've definitely felt that before when I've played here.
Yeah, playing a tournament at your home course is not always the easiest. The casual nature of playing around there every day and then clashing with the new tournament pressure makes for some interesting expectations. From where he was at, that's really solid shot.
Yeah. I forgot that it sloped so far near the basket there.
And Chris obviously going slower disc and slower disc again. That's got to keep coming. Oh, yeah. 15, 20 feet.
Ooh, little flex forehand there. That was pretty perfect.
Some sort of wicked overstable disc again from Nikko. He'll be inside circle 1. And here's Eric from circle 2. Just right. Left. I know my directions. I promise.
Hey, when you're lefty, everything is backwards, I'm sure. Come on, Logan. Yes.
There it is.
If you can't tell, Logan and I are friends, so I always want him to play well, and I totally understand the pressure. Everyone wanting you to play well in your home territory. Oh, we get the rewind here.
There it is.
Beautiful. And he does the slow walk, slow and deliberate.
He's just, his putt looks so good in certain spots, and in other spots you can tell he's frustrated, beyond belief about his putt right now. Nikko cashes in the birdie putt. Moves to 2 under par for the round. On the front 9, going 2 under means you have some catch up to do.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised how difficult this course played for the MPO field in general. It kind of validates some of my poor rounds out here.
Absolutely. Chris is going to move to 4 under par, a bit more of a reasonable score in that front 9. And Eric has a nice 10-footer for the putt. And there you have it for the front 9. We have Chris at -4, Eric at 3 down, and then Nikko 2 under par. Logan, after a bit of a rough putting stretch, is at 1 over par. Thank you again. Make sure to subscribe to Gatekeeper Media on YouTube, and we will catch you on the back 9.